Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulihi nabiyil kareem. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah, beloved brothers and sisters. We welcome you to our continuing follow-up. Bi'idhnillah, today we'll be doing the next surah, going backwards towards the end, the beginning of the 30th juz. Inshallah, we will be doing Surah Takweer today, bi'idhnillah. The last recording that you saw was Surah Infitar, and today is going to be Surah Takweer. So have your notes available with you. Also have a mushaf in front of you, and I'm just going to make a suggestion on some of the comments that were made on how they could fully benefit from this. Have a mushaf, have the notes from the class, and number 3, most importantly, feel free to rewind and fast forward. Rewind. Feel free to rewind. It'll help you hear things over and over, and that way I won't have to repeat things as many times. So I'll try to pause after each verse and you get an idea of what minute and what second where we are stopping each verse. So we're starting Surah Takweer today. So I'll have your notes ready. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Start Surah Takweer. Bi'idhnillah, these videos are for learning purposes only. If you want to critique very good tajweed, then find some sheikh on YouTube. Right now, these are just learning tools, and if we can stay focused on the path of giving everyone the opportunity to learn to read the Quran and pronounce it as it was revealed, it would help. Whether my mouth moves in a certain shape or not, you really try to keep a focus on who are using these videos and who are they being made for. So bi'idhnillah, let's start Surah Takweer. إِذَا الشَّمْسُ كُوِّرَتْ كُوِّرَتْ. Now we talked about the click sound at the end. You want to try not to say kubirat. Try not to get the T sound. إِذَا الشَّمْسُ كُوِّرَتْ كُوِّرَتْ وَإِذَا النُّجُومُ كَدَرَتْ. Now we looked at the noon shadda, and that's rule number 3 of rhythm. It's a full nasal sound. وَإِذَا then the tongue makes a commitment to the sound and it vibrates in the nose. وَإِذَا النُّجُومُ. And now end here with the kiss u, mu. And now we're going to make the sound of a noon connect. So anytime noon has a connect on top of it, a sukoon, and noon is sakin, the next letter is not in the throat, we make the ikhfa, we make the tongue not touch. But how do I know whether it's nujumu or nujumu? Because kaf is a light letter, so the floating end sound, the ikhfa, is going to be light as well. So وَإِذَا النُّجُومُ كَدَرَتْ نُجُومُ كَدَرَتْ. So in keeping with the tradition of pronouncing every letter, nujumu, mu, كَدَرَتْ. Verse number 3. وَإِذَا الْجِبَالُ. G, not jib, j. If you make the j sound, then you're going majhul, and we've talked about that before. G is like the feel sound, right? It's a G sound with an E underneath. Anytime there's a line on the bottom, we smile. Take that with a grain of salt. We smile, we make the E sound. وَإِذَا الْجِبَالُ. And now we have seen ya shadda ra ta. سُيِّرَتْ سُيِّرَتْ. Su, again with the kiss. سُيِّرَتْ. وَإِذَا الْجِبَالُ سُيِّرَتْ وَإِذَا الْعِشَارُ عُطِّلَتْ. Now I want you to look at the last word here. وَإِذَا الْعِشَارُ, not difficult. Again, the ri sound. عِشَارُ, عِشَارُ. That you have. I want you to take ayn with an u, kiss. Ru, ta is heavy. Rud. You catching it? Rud. If the air has to fill, you have to be able to distinguish a heavy letter. Rud, rudli, rudlilat. وإذا العشار عطلت عطلت وإذا العشار عطلت عطلت وإذا الوحوش وحوش حشرت وإذا الوحوش. It's going to not necessarily have to make a whistling sound, but it can't be wuhushu. Wuhushu. Second part of the throat, wuhushu. وَإِذَا الْوُحُوشُ حُشِرَتْ. Let the air come out. حُشِرَتْ. Don't push it or you'll get a scratching sound. Khu. حُشِرَتْ. If you push the air, it comes out naturally. وَإِذَا الْبِ. Again with the E sound. بِحَارُ سُجِّرَتْ. Su, jim, shadda, hold the sound. سُجِّرَتْ. وَإِذَا الْبِحَارُ سُجِّرَتْ. Su, jim, shadda. وَإِذَا الْبِحَارُ سُجِّرَتْ. Now Nun Shadda, again we're going now for verse number 7. وَإِذَا, that's full nasal sound. وَإِذَا النُّفُوسُ نُفُوسُ زُوِّجَتْ. وَإِذَا النُّفُوسُ زُوِّجَتْ. Nun Shadda, full nasal sound. وَإِذَا النُّفُوسُ زُوِّجَتْ. Zuwi. Again, anytime with the E sound, we're going to feel the sound. Zuwijat. Quick tip, where does za live? Top and bottom teeth together. Don't give me a zuwijat. Zuwijat. It's going to have the clearest resemblance to a vibrating Z sound. وَإِذَا الْمَوْءُودَةُ mim, wow. مَوْءُودَةُ سُئِلَتْ. وَإِذَا الْمَوْءُودَةُ سُئِلَتْ. بِأَيِّ. Now the ya is going to have an enunciated sound because of the shadda, so press it a little bit. بِأَيِّ. بِأَيِّ. The word is dhan, bin, but you have that little baby meme on top. So the meme sound is going to be prevalent. Dhan, bin. Now you're trying to make a dham with a meme, but you're not pressing your lips together. You're letting the sound vibrate between your lips. Does that kind of work? Dhan, bin. Now 2 lines on the bottom, anytime you have a double accent, you look at the next letter. Is it a letter in the throat? Off is not in the throat, so it's going to be the ikhfa, tongue not touch sound. Make it light. قُتِلَتْ. I want you to keep the sound clear here. قُتِلَتْ. I want you to hear it wrong once and then come back to what's correct. Is the sound light? It's not light. You want to keep the sound of the tongue not touch. You want to keep that tongue not touch floating and ikhfa sound heavy because of the qaf. We know what heavy is. قُتِلَتْ. We're going to transition now in the next verse, verse number 10, into a heavy, light to heavy. وَإِذَا الصُّحُفُ. You have to have some amount of air filling. It may not need to be this exaggerated, but let's keep the sound clear. Don't keep the clown near. وَإِذَا الصُّحُفُ صُحُفُ صُحُفُ وَإِذَا الصُّحُفُ نُشِرَتْ نُشِرَتْ وَإِذَا الصُّحُفُ نُشِرَتْ وَإِذَا السَّمَاءُ كُشِطَتْ. The scene here is going to be held because of the shadda, the W, and we're going to stretch the meme sound, elongate it. وَإِذَا السَّمَاءُ كُشِطَتْ. Keep the sound as clear as possible. وَإِذَا السَّمَاءُ كُشِطَتْ. And again, I want you to be careful not to say tat. Don't click the ta. Don't T the ta. That's what we'll say. Of course, you're going to have to click it a little bit. Don't T it though. Kushi tat. Tat, making roti. Don't do that. Number 12. وَإِذَا الْجَحِيمُ سُعِّرَتْ Ayn is in the second part of the throat. It's like biting into an apple. You don't need to like gag on anything to say this. Just let it come out. سُعِّرَتْ. Seen as the tip of the tongue behind the bottom teeth. سُعِّرَتْ. Now I want you to take the whole verse again, number 12. وَإِذَا الْجَحِيمُ سُعِّرَتْ وَإِذَا الْجَنَّةُ. Anytime a noon has a W on top of it, press the sound in the nose. وَإِذَا الْجَنَّةُ أُزْلِفَتْ وَإِذَا الْجَنَّةُ أُزْلِفَتْ علمت نفس. Fa is the letter of the lips, and your teeth are going to come make the fa sound. Nafsun. From the beginning of the verse number 14. Alimat nafsun. Now you have seen with double accent, the next letter is a meme. What is this? Look at rule number 2 of rhythm. Look at rule number 2. Anytime there's a double accent, un, in, or un, and the next letter is either a ya, ra, lam, mim, waw, or noon, aka yarmaloon, there's going to be a shadda on top of it. What does that mean to you? Meme's got a W on top of it. Press it in your nose. Summa. Now the meme is going to be stretched more, because it has that east to west mud on top of it, so we're going to stretch it here. Nafsum ma ahdarat. Alif ha. So first part of the throat, second part of the throat, ha. Work on that dad. If you're going to be your tongue touching the molars. You want to go one side? And you heard that little t. Careful. And I also want you to focus a lot on the fact that if you try to read words, you're going to get lost. Read letters. Read letters off the page. Alimat nafsum ma ahdarat. Verse number 15. فَلَا You're going to bounce the sound because 5 letters bounce. 5 letters bounce. Rule number 1 of rhythm. Qaf, ta, ba, jim, and dal. They bounce when you put a connect on top of them. فَلَا أُقْسِمُ بِالْخُنَّسِ. You saw the noon with the W? Hold the sound. فَلَا أُقْسِمُ بِالْخُنَّسِ. I want to hear B, L. بِالْخُنَّسِ. نس الجوار الكنس الجوار الكنس الجوار not wa الجوار الجوار ريل كنس كنس والليل إذا عس is like biting into an apple عس والليل إذا عس verse number 18 now والصبح you hear the bounce صبحي والصبح ba bounces because it's one of the 5 letters that bounce. Ba bounces because it's a bouncing letter. والصبح إذا تنفس إنه نون شدة إنه لقول رسول كريم. I want you to look at this again. لقول رسول. Now lam has 2 lines on the bottom. Alarm goes off. You look at the next letter. It's not in the throat. It's a kaf. It's a light. Tongue not touch light. Rasulin. So try it. Rasuli because of the feel sound. Lin kareem. Rasulin kareem. ذي قوة. Now here's your thin, double accent. The next letter is ayn. Figure out what letters are in the throat. So this is a tongue touch. First tongue touch we're dealing with. So it's not going to be ذي قوة. Commit to the sound. Doesn't float. That's why we call it tongue touch. ذي قوة عند. Again, tongue not touch. عند. So here you have both tongue touch, إظهار, tongue not touch, إخفاء. ذي قوة عند ذي العرش عرشي. Light to heavy transition. عرشي. Bite into the ayn. عرشي مكين. Verse number 20. ذي قوة عند ذي العرش مكين. عرش مكين. مطاع. And we have tha, so it's tongue not touch. مطاع ثم أمين. You're not necessarily supposed to press your lips together. Just trying to give you an idea that mim shadda lives in the nose. ثم أمين. And I exaggerated it and said ثم. I just want you to get it in your nose. So it's fine to say, it's better, it's correct to say ثم أمين. Verse number 21. مطاع ثم أمين. وما صاحبكم بمجنون. وما صاحبكم. وما not wama but وما صاحبكم kum. Mim sukun. Rule number 4 of rhythm. Mim sukun followed by what? Ba. When ba comes after a mim sukun, our lips vibrate. So you're going to pull your lips in and you're going to let the sound, just like you did with the baby meme. Then you're going to let your lips vibrate. majnoon. Again, a bouncing letter. Jim bounces. Be majnoon. Be majnoon. ولقد قد against bouncing again. Qaf is heavy, dal is light. ولقد the ra is heavy, the hamza is light. ولقد رآه is incorrect. رآه is incorrect. ولقد رآه بالأفق المبين. One more time. ولقد رآه بالأفق قيل, not kill. Keep it, it's a qaf. قيل coming from behind the uvula or the soft palate. قيل مبين. ولقد رآه بالأفق المبين. وما هو على الغيب بضنين. وما هو على الغيب بضنين. وما هو على الغيب بضنين. وما هو بقول شيطان رجيم. وما هو بقول شيطان رجيم. فأين تذهبون. فأين تذهبون. إن هو إلا ذكر للعالمين. إن هو إلا ذكر للعالمين. عالمين. Bite into the apple. عالمين. Liman sha, so that's going to be noon sukoon followed by sheen, tongue not touch. Liman sha'a. Liman, tongue not touch, light. Liman sha'a minkum. Me, noon sukoon followed by kaf, tongue not touch, ikhfa, and it's light. منكم منكم لمن شاء منكم أن يستقيم. Can you see it goes at the top? يستقيم. قيم. Smile. قيم. Now, this is really complicated if you want to make it complicated. It's not yastaqim, kima, Quran, kani. Don't do that. Yastaqim. So, because I'm smiling doesn't mean I am saying yastaqim. Keem, front of the uvula, the little dangly thing at the back of your mouth. And yastaqim. وما تشاءون إلا أن يشاء الله رب العالمين. And make sure you use your notes to figure out how long each was stretched. You know the east to west followed by hamza in the same word. You know the east to west on its own. So one more time, the last verse. وَمَا تَشَاءُونَ إلا أن يشاء الله رب العالمين. إلا أن. I want you to press, even if I'm not pressing it as much as it should be. All of you know you should press the noon shaddas, all of the shaddas for two, specifically the Yarmalun rule. So إلا أن يشاء الله رب العالمين. Everything that is good from these videos is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Anything that's a mistake, misconception are my own. Any immaturities are my own. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for His mercy and for His blessing. Any part of these videos can't be reproduced in the intention of, proving my tajweed to be something else. Do your best to use these videos and reproduce these videos for the purpose of study. I don't want to hear comments below on his mouth moves when he says Ra, and Abdullah Basfar, rahimahullah, his mouth does move. I mean, it's going to waste your time, going to waste my time. Benefit, teach the people, learn the book of Allah, and progress. Jazakallah khairan. This is Wisam Sharieff. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.